This is my prime example of people that's puppet masters trying to control the narrative.
It now appears if she wants to run for supervisor again, it will have to be as a write-in candidate.
It's the tale of a political powerhouse on the brink of collapse. Tiffany Henyard, the self-proclaimed super mayor of Dolton, Illinois, is making waves, but for all the wrong reasons. From allegations of extravagant spending to contentious leadership choices, her career is unraveling at a speed that has left even her staunchest supporters reeling. Could this mark the dramatic downfall of one of Illinois' most polarizing political figures? Strap in, this story is about to take a wild turn. The latest setback in Tiffany Henyard's political career unfolded during a historic and heated Democratic caucus for Thornton Township. For the first time in decades, the party chose a caucus over a primary election to select its nominees, and the stakes couldn't have been higher. Henyard, who simultaneously holds the positions of Thornton Township Supervisor and Mayor of Dolton, had been vying for a spot on the 2024 ballot. But things took a dramatic turn, and not in her favor. In a surprising blow, Henyard's name was barred from the ballot altogether. The reason? She failed to present a full slate of candidates, including critical roles like assessor and trustees. Without a certified assessor on her ticket, her candidacy was invalidated, leaving her furious and accusing her rivals of foul play. But in truth, as the caucus itself was a spectacle. Hundreds braved the cold to gather at the Homewood Flossmoor Park District Auditorium, eager to witness the political showdown. Inside, tensions were palpable as State Senator Napoleon Harris, who also serves as Thornton Township's Democratic committeeman, presided over the event with meticulous control. Harris, who was also running for the supervisor position, emerged victorious, securing the Democratic nomination and effectively sidelining Henyard. When the results were announced, the crowd's reaction was less celebratory and more vindictive. Instead of cheering for Harris, attendees jeered at Henyard, some even breaking into chants of "Nah nah hey hey, kiss him goodbye." It was the ultimate political mic drop, signaling a significant shift in Thornton Township's political landscape.
On how the Democratic caucus works right here in Thornton Township. You can also say that she flunked out because her name is not appearing on the ballot.
Henyard, visibly upset, accused Harris of orchestrating an illegal process, shouting, "You didn't run any of this the right way. Illegal, Napoleon." She stormed out of the auditorium, flanked by a handful of loyal supporters. But the damage was done. Her name was officially removed from the Democratic ballot, leaving her with only one remaining option to stay in the race, running as a write-in candidate. An uphill battle, to say the least.
You didn't run none of this the right way. Illegal. Napoleon.
This loss was more than just a political setback, it was a public humiliation. Henyard's critics wasted no time seizing the moment, framing it as yet another example of her faltering leadership. "Dolton, please vote as early as you can. Everyone vote. Make it too big to rig. Get her out of there," one frustrated resident wrote online, echoing the mounting frustration among voters. Another added, "Money and power corrupt. The more power, the more corruption," capturing the growing public perception of Henyard's reign.
New at 10 tonight, renewed calls for a change at the top in South Suburban Dolton.
Of course, we are talking about Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
How did it all come to this? To fully grasp the scope of Henyard's downfall, you have to look back. Once viewed as a rising star in local politics, Tiffany Henyard cultivated an image of invincibility, a super mayor who could juggle two powerful roles simultaneously. Her dual positions as mayor of Dolton and Thornton Township supervisor gave her substantial influence, but they also made her a prime target for scrutiny. Critics began questioning her motives and methods, accusing her of prioritizing personal gain over public service. Allegations of embezzlement, misuse of taxpayer funds, and lavish spending started to surface. And the walls quickly began closing in. Only the identity of Robert and his lackeys were trying to muster support and prove beyond the nationalities that hostile laws like the ones held against her. Reports revealed Henyard had allegedly spent thousands on trips, extravagant dinners, and even personal beauty services. The most shocking revelation? A single-day charge of over $33,000 to Amazon, and it was $142 less than Dalton residents cost. Living in a town with a median income of just over $24,000, the news was infuriating. "She's living like a queen while we're struggling to get by," one resident fumed. "It's disgusting."
I've said for a while, it's like, grassroots. It was organic when a lot of this things started at the township, where the people were, just showing their displeasure.
The financial missteps didn't end there. A preliminary investigation, led by former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, revealed that Dalton's general fund had plummeted from a robust $5 million surplus in 2022 to a staggering $4 million deficit by mid-2024. Lightfoot, hired as a special investigator, didn't mince words, describing the situation as dire and citing Henyard's spending as a major contributor. The investigation uncovered even more eyebrow-raising expenditures, including police overtime payouts that far exceeded annual salaries. In one instance, an officer earned over $100,000 in overtime alone, on top of their regular pay. The findings painted a grim picture of financial mismanagement and unchecked excess. But Henyard's troubles extended beyond the financial scandals. Her abrasive leadership style and relentless quest for power alienated both colleagues and constituents. Members of the Dalton Village Board openly criticized her, accusing her of running the town like a dictatorship. Tensions frequently boiled over during public meetings, where Henyard was often seen berating trustees and dismissing their concerns. In one infamous exchange, she declared, "You all forget I'm the leader. They want to hear from the mayor, not the trustees that don't do nothing." The remark only deepened the perception that Henyard was out of touch and unwilling to collaborate, further isolating her from those she was supposed to lead.
We are awaiting Mayor Henyard to arrive. We will give another 5 minutes.
Mayor Tiffany Henyard delayed the meeting with no explanation.
Adding to her troubles, Henyard became embroiled in a legal battle with the Dalton Park District. The district accused her of withholding permits for critical park improvements, effectively stalling projects funded by substantial grants. Park officials alleged they were being targeted for allowing Henyard's political opponents to hold meetings on their property. Controversy further fueled accusations that Henyard's leadership was driven more by personal vendettas than community priorities. Beyond the permit disputes, reports emerged that her administration had issued thousands of dollars in citations to the Park District for routine maintenance tasks, such as spreading mulch on playgrounds and installing new equipment, activities that had previously gone unchallenged. Critics labeled these actions petty and vindictive. "Every year, we replenish the mulch in the parks to ensure the kids are playing on a safe surface," said Cleo Jones, the Park District president. "We've done this for years without issue. Now, we're being punished because of political games?" Residents, already frustrated by the lack of progress on public amenities, voiced growing concerns about how such disputes were impacting their quality of life. The standoff with the Park District painted a bleak picture of a community caught in the crossfire of political infighting.
7 minutes. That's all it took for Tiffany Henyard to be out as the Democratic nominee for Thornton Township Supervisor, and she left here visibly upset.
The financial stakes of this feud could have far-reaching consequences. A $40,000 grant intended to rehabilitate Blackstone Park is reportedly at risk of expiring due to delays in securing necessary permits, potentially leaving taxpayers on the hook for funds already spent. "This isn't just about politics anymore, it's about wasted opportunities," said Stephanie Weedman, the Park District's executive director. "If these grants expire, it's our residents who lose out on improved parks and safe spaces for their families." The standoff has become yet another example of how Henyard's leadership, characterized by confrontation and control, continues to sow division within the community. Meanwhile, cracks in her inner circle were becoming increasingly apparent. Longtime allies began to distance themselves, with rumors swirling of staff resignations and internal discord. The foundation of her administration was starting to crumble, leaving her political future hanging by a thread. Even her attempts at damage control, such as hosting community events and making media appearances, seem to backfire, with critics dismissing them as desperate and insincere. "It's one thing to win, but let's do it properly and let the people have a voice," one resident commented, reflecting a growing sentiment of disillusionment. The most damaging blow, however, came from the FBI. The federal agency launched an investigation into Henyard's administration, reportedly interviewing multiple individuals about alleged misconduct. While no charges have been filed against Henyard directly, the mere presence of an investigation has cast a long shadow over her leadership. The situation worsened when one of her closest allies, a former deputy police chief, was indicted on bankruptcy fraud charges. Further fueling criticism, Henyard's opponents have seized on these developments, using them to rally support for her removal. Yet, despite the mounting pressure, Henyard remains defiant. In a recent Facebook video, she lashed out at her critics, accusing them of orchestrating a smear campaign. "Why is all this attention on me? What are they trying to distract you from?" she asked, her tone a mix of defensiveness and combativeness. She even hinted at pursuing legal action against those she claims have wronged her, though it remains unclear what evidence, if any, she has to substantiate her allegations.
One thing to win, but let's do it properly and let the people really have a voice. The people's voice was taken today.
What's next for Tiffany Henyard? With her name off the Democratic ballot for Thornton Township Supervisor and her mayoral position under relentless scrutiny, the road ahead appears uncertain and fraught with challenges. Her only path to retaining the supervisor role is as a write-in candidate, a notoriously difficult strategy to pull off. Meanwhile, calls for her resignation as Dalton mayor are growing louder, and rumors of a potential recall effort are gaining traction. The rise and fall of Tiffany Henyard serves as a cautionary tale of power, ambition, and controversy. Once celebrated as a trailblazer, she now faces an uncertain future marred by legal battles, public backlash, and diminishing influence. Will she manage to stage a comeback and reclaim her political standing? Or is this the final chapter in her tumultuous career? Only time will tell. What's your take? Is Tiffany Henyard a victim of political sabotage, or has she brought this upon herself? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on this developing story. Stay tuned. This drama is far from over.